STEM. From who I've spoken to already, I've realised that most of us are pretty like-minded in terms of we all know that there's an issue with encouraging girls into STEM areas, and I'm pretty sure that we're all here with the same kind of agenda and the same kind of mindset, so that's good. First of all, I'd like to introduce ourselves. My name is Chris Aitken. I'm a computing science teacher from Wick High School in the very, very far north of Scotland. It's kind of difficult to get any further north. Beautiful place, come and visit please, you'd be more than welcome. We are in a school of around 650 pupils. As I said, I'm the sole teacher of computing science, and I'm here with some amazing group of girls. I'm an Apps for Good Ninja educator. I'll explain a little bit more about Apps for Good in a wee bit. So, I'm going to talk to you a little bit today, but really what most of you want to hear about is some of the amazing experiences from some of the Wick High STEM female superstars here. I've taken 3 girls who have all had amazing experiences throughout their secondary education. The first is Caitlin. She is the co-creator of an app called Chore Attack. If any of you have any young children, trust me, download it, it'll change your life. Laura's here. She is the co-creator and the CTO, the Chief Technology Officer, for an app called EnviroCache. As I said, she will explain a little bit about her app in more detail in a wee bit. And Megan is the co-creator of a Pass It On app, which connects up charities with unwanted goods. So they've got some amazing stories to tell you. But before we do that, I'd like to address the main issue. The main issue really is how can we engage more girls in STEM subjects. I think it's important that I talk a little bit about that, but I think it's more important that you listen to what these young girls have to say on the matter, because they are the ones that are experiencing it, and they are the ones who are probably the most knowledgeable in terms of what the issues are and how we can resolve them. There's a high chance that they may disagree with what I say, so it's a wee bit risky kind of taking them along here today. But what I want them to talk about is talk about their experiences, talk about why they chose computing, because I'm a computer teacher, and how do we encourage more girls to follow the same pathway as they've done. So, first of all, there was a study from the OECD on the proportion of girls as new infants at university level, and what you can see is the numbers here are quite astounding. Of all the OECD countries, the average number of students choosing computing, the one in the blue line, is around 20%. So 20%, 1/5 of computing students are female. That number is far, far too low. And really, what's happening here is employers are missing out on a huge pool of talent from young female entrepreneurs, engineers, and we have to start looking to try and address that issue. So, I think before we kind of look at ways to resolve it, we have to look at what the underlying issues are. Again, another report by the OECD on how 15-year-old boys and girls perform in school. What they saw was that girls have low levels of confidence in their maths abilities, higher levels of anxiety when doing maths, and from 12 years old, the picture just kind of gets a little bit worse. What they've said is, girls have said they like STEM subjects less, they expect not to do well. It's in their mindset that they've come to the conclusion that they're not going to do well in STEM subjects. And they attribute their failure to lack of their own personal ability. Now that is physiologically just not possible. I'm no expert in brain studies, but I just don't think it's possible that girls can be any less knowledgeable or talented in STEM. And the saddest part of the story is that girls then tend to self-select out of STEM subjects. Now most of you, if you teach secondary, tertiary education, college level, the moment girls get a choice to participate in STEM subjects, your numbers are low. Personally, what I've saw is my numbers of girls choosing STEM over the last 4 or 5 years to be around 15–20%. Really, really sad picture. However, it doesn't have to be like that forever. That report kind of went on with, aligned with my own personal feelings on trying to encourage more girls in STEM. What I personally thought, please excuse the graphic, I'm no graphic designer, I'm a computer scientist. It looks terrible. What I personally thought was, how can we encourage more girls to choose computing as my own personal area? Now, I gather that there is a lot of pressure in education to cover curricular areas, and as part of that, it's difficult for us to move away from just preparing for an exam. However, what I think that we can start to do is to start to embed creativity, teamwork, leadership, and relevance into education. Have a little kernel of creativity in everything that you do, and really involve the arts in STEM as a method of encouraging girls to choose it as a subject. I was quite glad to see, I was kind of reflecting myself a little bit on how we can encourage more girls, and it was nice to see that report from OECD aligned with my own personal feelings on it. So, in terms of creativity and computing, I've been taking part in the Apps for Good initiative now this is our 4th year. If you haven't heard of Apps for Good before, it's an amazing initiative that gives students access to a course where they work in teams to come up with identify a problem and then come up with a solution to that problem in the form of an app. The students develop an app idea, they come up with a problem, research it, do market research on it, build a business plan on it, design some prototypes, and then go on to make semi-working prototypes in app development environments. It's an amazing course that not only gives access to this amazing creative platform, but allows access to industry experts. They can engage with students and really show the connection between industry and education. It's really showing students that what they're doing in industry is what they're learning about in schools. And at the end of the course, there's a competition where students go on to take part in the final. If they win that final, they have their app made professionally. Chore Attack, Caitlin here, she won her category in the competition, so you can download Chore Attack from the iTunes App Store. Amazing, it's great, trust me, download it, I love it. Megan and Alora here are working on developing their apps at the moment. It's such an amazing course that offers a platform for girls to engage with the subject. What I've seen in terms of my numbers for the past 4 years is an ever-increasing number of girls choosing computer science in third-year education. We've had our numbers move around from between 10%, 15% girls, and we're now at the point where we have our first class of 50% girls. So something is working in this course, and I believe that the creative aspect of this course, teamwork aspect of this course, the relevance of this course is one that is really bringing girls in and engaging girls. You can see, when girls get together and work in a team, they are really engaging with it. They are incredibly creative, and not only are they creative with the design aspect, but then they move on to coding their ideas. Again, look at EnviroCache. They are in the process of designing and coding and developing their app. So although girls may not have chosen coding as a course, by having access to this platform, it offers an introduction for them to show that that STEM subjects, that coding, that computer science is not only for boys, it is for girls as well. So with that, what I'd like to do is introduce Laura. She'll explain a little bit about her kind of journey through education. I'll stop a minute. And she will really kind of tell you about her experiences, and we give her a nice warm welcome.
Hi, I'm Laura James. I'm 15 years old and in my 4th year of high school. I'm the co-founder and chief technology officer of EnviroCache and just a general computing enthusiast. Since starting computing in my 2nd year of high school, I've achieved a lot more than I thought I ever would. Last year, I took part in Apps for Good. I'd heard a lot about the course from before and was really keen to take part. As it turns out, a lot of other people felt the same way because the class during school time ended up full. Luckily, Mr. Aiken offered to run it after school. So there, me and a team of 3 other girls from my year created the design and concept for our app, EnviroCache. We looked at the problem first, and we found that obesity levels were rising in children and adolescents, and that 1 in 3 children in the UK now owns a tablet computer. So we wanted to take that technology and put it to good use. So we designed EnviroCache. EnviroCache is a mobile app that allows users to upload walking routes and tag interesting plants and wildlife. Children and their families can then walk the routes and see what they can find along the way, like a nature treasure hunt. There are virtual medals and badges as achievements, facts about what you find, and leaderboards as an incentive to get children outside, active, and educated about the world around them. During the course, I worked mainly on our prototype, which I made using the MIT app embeller. This is where I discovered my love for programming and design. Unfortunately, we didn't make it through to the final of the competition, but that doesn't mean that we lost. We became so passionate about our idea that we decided we wanted to continue working on it. After the course, I coded the website, and we're now looking into ways to getting our app developed. Ever since I could remember, I wanted to be a vet. But last year, I changed my mind. So what was it that made me decide I would rather work with computers than animals? The answer is the amazing opportunities that have been made available to me, special thanks to Mr. Aiken. I started off with designing an app idea for Google Glass in a school competition, then creating a game with Coding for the Coding Cup Scotland. But the most valuable experiences for me were Apps for Good, and then I was selected for the Outbooks Incubator. I got to stay here in London for 2 weeks in a house full of 45 other girls, aged 11 to 18 from across the EU, who were all interested in STEM subjects. We took part in sessions where we learned everything from coding to marketing. It was really great fun. All these opportunities allowed me to try new things, get creative, and just have fun. It didn't take much for me to realise that computing was something I really enjoyed. From my experiences, I think that introducing STEM subjects into the curriculum earlier will definitely make a difference to the number of girls choosing them. I wasn't introduced to computing until my 2nd year of high school. Any later, and I might not have chosen this career path. Not only that, but at one point in high school, my year had to choose between extra technology or computing. Loads of girls I knew chose the extra technology because they just weren't sure what computing was. Having a longer time to find what you like in STEM and a better understanding from an earlier age could also improve confidence, which would hopefully encourage more girls into STEM. Also, in the report earlier, I mentioned that girls like STEM subjects less. Well, I'm certainly not like that. I'm currently studying biology, physics, chemistry, computing, maths, and English is my least favourite. In my biology class, there's only 2 boys, yet in my physics class, I'm the only girl. These stereotypes, the more we do to remove them, the better, because more girls will be encouraged into STEM. And I think this can definitely be done in the ways that Mr. Aiken mentioned earlier, by introducing teamwork, relevance, and most importantly, creativity. Thank you very much.
I'm 15 years old, and I'm currently working my way through my 4th year of high school. Within these 4 years, I've been extremely fortunate to have been able to take part in many different competitions, which has allowed me to be here today, one of which was Apps for Good. I and a team of 3 others created an app called Pass It On. with the current refugee crisis. If someone were to search for the Salvation Army or enter the word 10 into the search bar, the Salvation Army's page would come up, showing it was in need of tanks. The app also to make the app more user-friendly, it also includes a mapping system, a camera, a badge system, and extra chart information. So I chose computing originally because I enjoyed the Absolute Good course so much, and I wanted to continue it. It offers opportunities for true creativity. You can literally create anything from what starts as a simple idea. From an everyday database to designing a multi-million-pound video game. When it comes to computing, the possibilities are endless. Also, I continued with computing because it would be a massive part in all of our futures. There aren't many jobs nowadays that don't involve some form of technology, so in 10 or 20 years it seems logical to assume that nearly all jobs will be in some way dependent on technology. And this is why it's important to encourage girls into subjects now rather than later, so they're not at a disadvantage in the future. Thank you.
Girls, you did really, really well done. So what I thought was important that the girls really share their experiences about their progression through education, and Laura's point is a good one. We need to be able to expose young girls to STEM earlier on, to remove that bias, remove that unintentional bias on why they can or can't do the subject. So if I could offer some advice, really embrace creativity within your field, and try and embed it in everything that you do. I found that kids were coming from technical subjects, building a clock, taking it home and saying, I'm so proud of this clock, it's amazing. But that wasn't happening in computing. The students were doing tasks for knowledge acquisition, but they were not proud of what they're producing. But with that creative twist, what we're finding is more and more people are proud and really of sharing their experiences, proud of their creations, proud of their designs. So embed it, embrace it, and you will find that it transforms your classroom. It will engage students. It engages students more than any academic education program will ever will. And not only does it engage them, it enthuses them. Students come in really wanting to learn, wanting to improve, and really wanting to share and showcase their ideas. We've talked a lot about apps for good, but we do a lot more than apps for good. We try to work with industry, bring them into students, show relevance. We try to add in competitions, which encourages teamwork, which encourages that competitive element. So really just wherever you can, embed creativity within your practice, and you will see that transformational change. So can I thank you all for listening? Can I thank the girls for giving some really insightful thoughts on the STEM education. Do we have time for any questions when we finish off? Do we have time? We've got time? Okay, we've got a few minutes. So we've got a roving microphone just coming, so if you have any questions for either myself or the girls, we'll be happy to answer them for you. Just stick your hand up and we'll answer any questions. Okay, thank you very much.